Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a fascinating plunge into the world of AI companion apps. This isn't some small corner of the tech world. We're talking about a market projected to leap from, $10.8 billion this year
That's right.
to a massive $290.8 billion by 2034.
Hmm.
That's a compound annual growth rate of 39%. Think it's not just growing, it's accelerating. With us to navigate this incredible expansion is our expert. So what's driving this massive surge in interest and investment? What exactly are these AI companions offering, and what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah, it's a really significant shift we're seeing. This isn't just like a fleeting trend, it's becoming deeply integrated into our digital lives. Our goal today is, well, to unpack what's fueling this remarkable growth, explore the different ways these AI companions are showing up, what people are using them for, and really understand the landscape of this rapidly evolving technology. We've looked at market analysis to get a handle on the numbers, and we've also examined user discussions to get a sense of how people are actually experiencing these apps.
Right. It's quite something to consider, the sheer variety of these companions available to you right now. You can find everything from simple text-based interactions, almost like sophisticated chatbots, all the way to apps that offer voice conversations and even integrate visuals and other sensory elements, what we call multimodal experiences. Let's start by really digging into that impressive market growth. A 39% compound annual growth rate. What are the core factors pushing that kind of explosive expansion?
That's the key question, isn't it? When we talk about a 39% CAGR, it signifies a really dynamic market. Several factors are at play, and we're seeing rapid advancements in artificial intelligence itself, making these companions more sophisticated and capable of more engaging interactions. Simultaneously, there's a growing comfort level and increasing integration of AI into various aspects of our lives. Think about how commonplace voice assistants have become. AI companions are kind of a natural extension of that. And to reiterate the scale for you, the listener, the market is expected to grow from that $10.8 billion in 2024 to $290.8 billion within the next decade. What's also interesting to note is where the initial momentum is strongest. In 2024, North America holds the largest share, around 36%, generating approximately $3.88 billion in revenue. This gives us an initial snapshot of where this technology is currently most prevalent.
That makes sense. North America often sees early adoption of new technologies, doesn't it? Yeah. Now, when we look at the different types of AI companions you can interact with, it sounds like one form is currently leading the way.
Yes, the data indicates that text-based AI companions are the most common right now, anticipated to hold about 45% of the market share in 2024. Consider the simplicity and accessibility for you. Almost any device you own, from your phone to your laptop, can easily handle text-based interaction.
Right, very low barrier.
Exactly. This low barrier to entry makes it a very convenient option for many users. Voice-based and multimodal AI companions, which, as you mentioned, incorporate things like images or even virtual environments alongside text and voice, are also available and cater to different preferences for how people like to interact. But for the time being, text-based remains the dominant form.
And what are the primary reasons people are turning to these text-based companions? It's probably not just for casual chatting, is it?
No, not at all. In fact, the leading application in 2024 is projected to be mental health support, accounting for a significant 40% of the market share.
40%.
Yeah. This really highlights a growing need for readily available and non-judgmental support for things like loneliness, stress, and anxiety that many of you might experience. The demand for these kinds of digital resources is substantial, and AI companions are increasingly being seen as a way to fill that gap for a lot of people seeking immediate support.
That's a really significant statistic. It speaks to a real societal need. Beyond mental well-being, what other roles are these AI companions playing in people's lives that might be relevant to you?
Well, beyond mental health support, we're seeing considerable use in areas focused on social interaction and companionship, simply having someone or something to engage with in conversation. They're also being utilized as education and learning aids, offering personalized help with studying or providing information on various topics. And for some, they function as personal assistants, helping with organization, reminders, and even brainstorming ideas. So the applications are quite broad and touch on various aspects of day-to-day life for many users.
Now, this next point is quite intriguing and perhaps something you, the listener, might find surprising. It appears there's a clear preference emerging regarding the gender of these AI companions.
Yes, this is a fascinating aspect of the market. Current data suggests a notable preference for female AI companions, expected to capture around 60% of the market share in 2024.
60%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reasons behind this aren't definitive, but we can speculate that it might be connected to societal associations of female personas with qualities like empathy and nurturance traits that users might be looking for in a companion, particularly one they're turning to for support or interaction.
That makes sense.
Male and non-binary AI companions are also available, offering more diverse options, but the preference for female personas is quite evident in the current market trends.
Okay. Let's shift our focus a bit and look at the geographical landscape.
Right.
We've already established North America as a leader. What does the global picture look like for you in terms of where these apps are gaining traction?
So as we've discussed, North America is currently at the forefront, likely due to its advanced technological infrastructure and a strong demand for digital mental health solutions.
Right.
However, Europe and the Asia-Pacific region are also significant and growing markets. In Europe, increasing attention from governments and organizations on mental well-being is probably contributing to greater adoption. Asia Pacific, with its rapid technological advancements and large digitally connected populations, represents a substantial area for future
It
growth.
makes sense.
Latin America and the Middle East and Africa are considered emerging markets in this space right now, but with increasing access to mobile technology and a need for affordable support systems, they hold considerable potential for expansion in the coming years.
So it's not just about the technology being available. It seems broader societal trends and needs are really fueling this growth. Can you elaborate on some of the key factors driving this increased adoption that might resonate with your own experiences?
Certainly, one of the most significant drivers is indeed the growing demand for mental health support. As we mentioned earlier, the statistics are quite striking. A significant portion of adults experience some form of mental health challenge, and this is a global concern. AI companions offer a level of privacy, accessibility, and constant availability that traditional mental health services might not always provide, making them an attractive option for many seeking support in their daily lives.
Yeah, that accessibility is key.
Absolutely. Another crucial factor is the increasing adoption of AI for personalization. These apps are becoming increasingly skilled at understanding individual user preferences and tailoring their interactions accordingly. This personalized experience can lead to greater user engagement and make the AI companion feel more relevant and supportive to your specific needs.
Personalization definitely sounds like a key to keeping you, the user, engaged. But with all this personal interaction and data being exchanged, what are some of the things that might make people hesitant or actually, slow down this rapid growth?
You've raised a really important point there. Privacy concerns and data security issues are significant factors that could restrain growth. Because these AI companion apps often collect and process very sensitive user information, including your emotional states and personal conversations, there are legitimate concerns about potential data breaches, the misuse of this information, and who ultimately has access to these intimate details. For you, the user, trusting the security and privacy practices of these platforms is absolutely critical for the continued growth and acceptance of this technology.
Right? Trust is paramount. So, while there are hurdles to overcome, the overall picture still points towards significant expansion. Where do you see the biggest growth opportunities emerging for these AI companions in the future? Things that might become a part of your life.
Well, one major opportunity lies in the expansion in emerging markets. As more and more people in these regions gain access to mobile phones and the internet, particularly younger generations, there's a huge potential to reach new users who may not have access to traditional forms of support.
Hmm.
Often, these markets have a strong need for affordable mental health solutions, and AI companions can offer a valuable alternative. We're also likely to see exciting developments in the integration of these companions with wearable technology and virtual reality. Imagine more immersive and context-aware interactions that adapt to your physical and emotional state in real time, offering a much more integrated experience.
That sounds like it could really change how you interact with technology. But with that increased sophistication and integration, are there also new challenges on the horizon that you should be aware of?
Yes, absolutely. One of the core challenging factors moving forward will be balancing personalization and ethical considerations. As AI gets better at understanding and responding to our needs, the potential for unintended consequences or, unhealthy dependencies also
Yeah,
increases.
the dependence factor.
Exactly. Where is the ethical boundary between helpful personalization and potentially manipulative influence? Ensuring that these technologies are developed and used responsibly with your well-being as the top priority is a significant challenge for the industry.
It definitely sounds like a delicate balance to strike. Now, looking at what's happening right now,
Sure.
what are some of the emerging trends that you, as someone interested in this field, might already be noticing?
Well, we're certainly seeing the trend we discussed earlier, AI companions for mental health and wellness really taking hold. More and more apps are specifically designed to offer personalized support for managing emotions, reducing anxiety, and improving overall well-being. This is becoming a central focus in the development and marketing of these applications, indicating a clear direction for the industry.
It's not just future projections, though. We're seeing real-world examples of these apps gaining massive popularity and engaging huge numbers of users. The download and revenue figures are pretty remarkable, aren't they?
They truly are. I mean, to give you a sense of the current scale and how many people are already engaging with this, by August 2024, ChatGPT had been downloaded over 160 million times
160 million.
and generated nearly $270 million in revenue. Remini, another widely used app, has reached 450 million total downloads with $200 million in in-app purchase revenue.
Wow.
What's particularly insightful for understanding who is using these is the demographic breakdown. Users between 18 and 35 years old make up over 70% of the user base for leading apps like Character AI and Talkie AI, showing strong adoption among younger adults.
So it's skewing younger.
Definitely. Character AI alone had 22 million monthly active users in August 2024, and the top 6 AI companion apps together have an estimated 52 million users.
Those are staggering numbers. It really highlights how quickly these apps are becoming a mainstream part of the digital landscape for many people like you. And the year-over-year growth in downloads is just phenomenal.
Absolutely. In 2023, we saw a 14-fold increase in the number of downloads for AI and chatbot apps compared to the previous year, reaching nearly 600 million.
14 times.
Yeah, and in just the first 8 months of 2024, that number has already been surpassed, with over 630 million downloads. The total amount spent by users on in-app purchases globally has also seen a significant jump, reaching almost $580 million. These figures clearly demonstrate the rapid increase in user adoption and the growing willingness of people to invest in these digital companions.
Now, for anyone considering stepping into this dynamic market, what are some of the key strategic considerations for actually launching an AI companion app that you should keep in mind?
Well, that's where having a solid go-to-market GTM strategy is essential. As some articles point out, a GTM strategy is essentially a comprehensive plan for introducing a new product or service to the market. It helps you define your target audience, figure out how you'll reach them, refine your product concept, and determine your pricing and launch timeline.
Okay.
Key elements include really understanding the problems your potential customers face, analyzing your competitors, clearly defining what your AI companion will offer, and planning how you'll promote it to your intended users.
And it's not just about having a technically sound app, is it? You also need to generate excitement and interest around it to attract those initial users.
Precisely. Some articles offer valuable tips on how to build that crucial buzz. Focusing your messaging on the specific benefits users will gain, rather than just listing features, is key.
Benefits over features, right?
Exactly. Hosting a launch event, providing value up front before asking for a purchase, and creating an engaging coming soon page on your website to build anticipation are all effective strategies. Additionally, as highlighted in some online discussions about launching on platforms like AppSumo, actively engaging with potential users early on and building a community around your product can be very beneficial. Understanding their feedback and being prepared for a potential surge in interest if you gain traction on such platforms are important considerations.
Speaking of user experiences and what people are looking for, those discussions regarding apps like Replica and its alternatives offer some interesting perspectives on what users like you are actually prioritizing in these AI companions.
It does indeed. While some users continue to appreciate Replica for its features like voice interaction, customizable avatars, and, user-friendly interface, others feel that its underlying AI capabilities haven't kept pace with the newer options such as Nomi, Kindroid, and Soulmate.
So the AI quality itself.
Right. These newer alternatives are often praised for having better memory retention and more nuanced and engaging conversations. The discussion also brings up the movie Her as a cultural reference point that may have influenced the development of early AI companions like Replica. It highlights that while visual and interactive elements are important, Ultimately, the quality of the AI's responses and the depth of the conversational experience are what many users are now prioritizing when choosing an AI companion.
So to bring it all together, we've seen this remarkable growth in the AI companion app market, the current dominance of text-based and mental health support applications, a noticeable preference for female AI companions, and North America leading in adoption. It's a really dynamic and rapidly evolving field.
Exactly. The market for AI companion apps is not just about technological progress, it's deeply connected to our social and emotional lives. As these AI become increasingly sophisticated and integrated into our daily routines, it prompts a fundamental question for you, the listener. How will they continue to shape our understanding of companionship, well-being, and human connection in the years to come?
Big question.
It is. And it's important to consider the potential benefits and challenges as this field continues its rapid evolution. There are many different facets to this technology, and we encourage you to explore the various apps available and the ongoing conversations surrounding their impact on our lives.